This little boat carries our family everywhere. Fishing trips, airport runs, dive missions, fuel runs, remote islands, and after 11 years of cruising, we've probably spent thousands of hours in a dinghy. We trust these little boats with far more than people realize.
Okay, Willa, get ready. Big one, big one, big one, wait.
In fact, the crazy thing is that we often take our dinghies places we'd never take a kayak, a paddleboard, or even a small powerboat back home.
Holy smokes, eh?
Beer, veg, eggs, baskets, kids, we got all. Five miles offshore fishing, 10 miles exploring an atoll, night runs back from dinner, drift dives through a reef pass. And yet most of us spend far more time preparing our sailboats for emergencies than we do our dinghies. We'll cross an ocean aboard a floating city packed with safety equipment. The next day, we'll launch a 12-foot inflatable into open water with no emergency communications, no ditch kit, no float plan, and not even a life jacket. The mothership is prepared for the apocalypse. The dinghy is prepared for optimism.
Well, we had a bit of an issue and our dinghy started to, I think, overheat.
We've never had an issue before, so we go far in our dinghy. Like, we just go.
And it wasn't until this outboard started failing that I realized just how strange that is.
But it does make you really think. It can go bad, fast.
You guys think? You happy?
I'm not happy. You don't get to go snorkeling.
You don't get to go snorkeling.
We were lucky enough to get towed by fellow cruisers that were nearby.
We made it home! It really makes you realize how vulnerable you are out there in the dinghy. No one had a VHF out there. No one. It's like, hey, you can't rely on the VHF anymore. Everyone has Starlink and WhatsApp. Okay, so the next task is servicing this guy right here. He's taken us all the way from Thailand, across the Indian, around the bottom of Africa, across the Atlantic, through the Caribbean, most of the Pacific, and here to Fiji. And I've never replaced the impeller in it or the thermostats, so it's time to take off the whole lower end. We'll start by tying the boat a little bit closer so I don't have to jump with the 30 horse.
First things first, I need to get this outboard off the boat. Now, this Yamaha weighs about 53 kilos, which means this is probably not my smartest idea. With the outboard safely on the dock, it's time to find out what's actually going on. First step is removing the lower leg. This is where you'll find two of the most important things on this entire engine. First, the impeller. It's basically a little rubber paddle wheel that pumps cooling water through the engine. The second thing hiding down here is the gearbox, a set of gears that spend their entire lives submerged in oil. Hopefully that's all this thing needs. With the 4 bolts disconnected, I can now almost pull the lower leg apart. The only thing left is disconnecting the shifter. These things are pretty simple and bulletproof, so it'll be interesting to see what's actually wrong with it.
There we go. There's the lower end. Impeller is right in here. I can actually probably do this aboard, not here on the dock.
Now, in hindsight, this probably should have been a 2-person job. Instead, I've decided to rely entirely on optimism. One slip here and I'm either swimming or the outboard is swimming. There we go. Flawless operation.
Looks a little funny, but that's okay.
Next up is getting the impeller off. Unfortunately, years of salt, corrosion, and general neglect have basically welded it onto the drive shaft. Before it'll come off, I need to clean all the crusty buildup from the shaft. So today's precision engineering is going to consist of a flathead screwdriver and this absolutely terrible little wire brush.
Got the old impeller. Have a look at that guy. And here's the new one. That'll make a big difference, I think. This is pretty straightforward. You basically just slide this guy on. Straightforward. Say a little bit of lube. Ooh. There we go. With the impeller on, we can put this housing on, which is easy enough. And then just these 4 little bolts. And we are done with the impeller change.
So we're talking about weird dinghy stories, weird sailor stories.
Yeah, the incredible stories that we've heard from fellow sailors about what's happened in dinghies out here.
Yeah. So we have two good friends, Boz and Dennis, and they had like a totally epic Pacific crossing, not for good reason.
He fell overboard while he was filleting a fish on the back step. His wife and the crew managed to turn the boat around and pick him up.
But on that same crossing, they met a guy in a dinghy. And what had happened is that guy had been
Middle
of the Pacific. Ocean.
Like there should not
between the Galapagos and the Marquesas. Nobody was there.
You should not be in a dinghy.
There's nowhere to go. His boat had full sails up and was basically becalmed. And he launched his dinghy, got in his dinghy, and wanted to take a video of his boat sailing.
Yeah, he was making a video of his boat and he wanted to show his boat from the outside perspective.
His dinghy couldn't keep up with the sailboat, it turns out. When the wind picked up, his sailboat sailed away and his dinghy couldn't keep up.
When you're in the middle Pacific, the closest piece of civilization is actually the space station. It's not land, it's the space station. So it kind of gives you an idea of like how remote that part of the world is.
He ended up finding Boz and Dennis, and Boz and Dennis took him back to his boat.
Yeah.
And he got back on his boat, hoisted his dinghy up and sailed to the Marquesas. And I don't know that I ever talked to him again.
Recently, there was another story, and this happened off the coast of Morocco. Two sailors reported water ingress in their catamaran. So they abandoned their catamaran and got into their dinghy. They were able to radio for help before they got in the dinghy. They were found, but they had been drifting for 4 days in their dinghy, which is just incredible. And a merchant ship found them. The takeaway is that dinghies are both can be really dangerous, but they can also save your life in both respects. So we really have to treat them as a powerful piece of equipment and also a dangerous one.
Our dinghy could keep up with our mothership.
Yes, we could go much faster than our mothership if we had the fuel, and that's another thing. Fuel sometimes runs out.
Yeah, really, it's always a fuel.
It's a common problem that sailors run out of fuel in their dinghy.
I always figure if we have to launch our life raft from Nahoa, I'm launching the dinghy first and getting it.
Oh, we're tying both together. We're taking them both. The life raft will not flip as easily, whereas the dinghy will
Depends how rough it is.
Yeah.
But if the boat's on fire, I'm getting in the dinghy.
Yes, on the windward side. Don't get in the dinghy on the leeward side. Get on the windward side.
Okay.
And launch the life raft on the windward side if it's on fire.
Okay, got it. Thanks, Captain.
Okay. Over and out.
This is the new oil. It's called Yamaha Outboard Motor Gear Oil. GL5 SAE90. SAE90 is the key number. And we're going to squirt that in the bottom. And then it's going to come out the top. And when it comes out the top, we know it's full. Can you help me?
I am not getting my hands.
You have to get your hands dirty. That's part of what you do. Okay, Budster. Ready?
Yeah.
You tell me when it's coming out.
Not yet, no.
Whoopsies. Going in.
Why is it not coming out?
If you were to fill this drive from the top down, it would take forever for the little air bubbles to come out, and at the end of the day, you still wouldn't know if it was full of oil. What you do instead is you push the oil up from the bottom, allow the air to escape out the top, and then when it dribbles out the top, you know it's actually full.
There it is.
There's somebody's oil coming out. Stop it.
Then you quickly put in the new plugs, and you're done. With fresh oil in the new lower gear housing and a new impeller, it's time to put the lower leg back together.
This is what happens when you work in the tropics. See those? Ant nest. Freaking covered in ants. I guess the ants want me to move because they ain't moving. I'll move up there in the shade.
At this point, I'm basically just lifting it up, putting it down, and hoping one of the splines accidentally finds its way home. There. Nope. Not there. There we go. We're one step closer to finding out whether I fixed the problem, or just created several exciting new ones.
I put Tough Gel on almost everything I do. Tough Gel is a great product. It's a very expensive product. It comes in a tube like this, and a tube like that might cost you I want to say $30, $40. But this stuff doesn't let anything seize in it. The other thing it does is separate the metal, so there's no galvanic corrosion when you have stainless against aluminum. So it'll make life better for either myself or the next owner. One thing we've learned over the years is that staying hydrated is more than just drinking water. Out here, we are sailing almost every single day. Today, we are bouncing our way to windward. It's a big motor sail, but we are also often hiking, swimming, fishing, kiting, and that means we need to drink a lot. We have been adding element to our daily routine. We started doing this years ago, and it's made a world of difference in our life. No more brain fog, more energy, no end of day crashes. What element is a little packet of the right amount of sodium, magnesium, and potassium. No food dyes, no sugar, no weird fillers. Right now, Element is offering a free 8-count sample pack of Element's most popular drink mix flavors with any purchase through our link down below. It's a great way to figure out what flavor is your favorite or just share them with a salty friend. You can get your free sample pack at drinklmnt.com. That's drinklmnt.com/Nahoa. Go check it out. Now let's get back to the episode.
With everything surfaced, all that's left to do now is put the engine back on the dinghy. The only complication is that the dinghy is now floating in the water, and floating things have this annoying habit of moving around. Still, how hard can it be? Okay, harder than I thought. At this point, I've got 50 odd kilos of outboard in my hands, 1 foot on the pontoon, 1 in the dinghy, and absolutely no backup plan. That was nearly very expensive.
That was a pretty close call. I should probably tie the engine on next time.
After all that work, it was finally time for a proper test, and honestly, the old Yamaha felt great. It started easily, it ran smoothly, the telltale was flowing nicely, and for the first time in a while, I felt like we'd actually fixed the problem. Which in hindsight probably should have made me suspicious, because as it turns out, the story wasn't quite finished with us yet.
What do you think, Willa? It's been a while since we've been to a sandbar.
I don't like getting my feet wet.
You live on a boat, sweetheart. Did you hear her?
People come here and cruise all season long, and then they put their boat on the hard or leave it in the water, and then they come back the next season. They don't go anywhere, and I totally get why. You got surf, you got kiting, you got diving, snorkeling, you got friendly locals.
And you have places like Musket Cove, which are cruiser friendly. I mean, we had a barbecue there last night with other kid boats, and the kids just roamed the island, and the barbecue is $5 Fijian, so it's like $2.50 US, to just like get a free grill, and they clean it for you after, and it's lovely.
One of the best parts about cruising is the freedom. If you want to go fishing, you go fishing. Need fuel? Jump in the dinghy. Meet friends for a barbecue? Off you go.
We didn't make it again.
Until one day you can't. And that's when you realize that little outboard isn't just an engine, it's the keys to your entire lifestyle. So we're heading back into the marina to figure this thing out once and for all.
Okay, Mr. Bodhi, you're gonna be the cameraman, okay?
Okay.
I have my little assistant helping me here today, but I thought it was a good time to kind of show you what we have in our dinghy. It's not a lot, but it's a few key things. First off, flashlight, very important, waterproof one. So many cruisers travel at night, whether that's you've had some sundowners on another boat, you've stayed on shore, having a campfire, and you come back to your boat, you need a flashlight. I have this Waypoint 400 Streamlight. It's really powerful, narrow beam, doesn't reflect the moisture in there. Highly recommend a flashlight. By the way, in no particular order, an anchor. Any anchor is good. I'm a big fan of a big anchor in a dinghy, just because sometimes the wind comes up, like right now, and we're drifting offshore. Bodhi, are you pointing the camera? He's laughing behind the camera. A bigger anchor is a good idea because you can just throw it overboard, make sure that your dinghy's there when you get back. Now, when it comes to an anchor, most people use what's called the painter, the line that comes off the front of the boat to tie it to the anchor. And we do that all the time. It's great. An old sailor, when we first started in Bahamas, told me this situation where he had a situation where he was drifting offshore, his engine had died, and he didn't have a long enough painter or anchor road stopping him from drifting off a bank. Bodhi, camera. He recommended having some sort of line. It doesn't need to be a big line. That's why I carry this dive reel. It has 150 feet or 45 meters of line attached to it. It's not going to stop the boat from drifting offshore in, a storm or a gale, but it will. Sorry about the camera action. It will stop you from drifting offshore if your engine dies on a relatively calm day. Dinghy pump, important, especially on inflatable dinghies. We fish from dinghies. You can puncture a dinghy, you can rip it on coral. You need a pump, you need something to kind of maintain some sort of flotation. A knife. I always carry a knife in my dinghy. The reason for that, if you get, fishing line or rope caught around the prop, if you're being towed and you need to cut something, always good to have a knife. Lastly, tools. Tools for your outboard. So, I have spare pull cords. These can fray and break. If you break one of these, you're not going to be able to start your dinghy. Spark plugs. You can foul the spark plug. If you have a spare one, it's good to just carry it in your dinghy. I replace these yearly usually. How's the camera doing, Bodhi? You might as well carry the spares in your dinghy in a waterproof case. And then usually most outboards come with a little package that has a few tools in it. These include tools to replace a spark plug, maybe check an inline fuel filter with a wrench. A couple little things to help you get on your way again if you're having engine problems. Bodhi, how's the camera work going? Good. Okay, Bodhi. And finally, we have our dinghy ditch kit. This is simply a Pelican case, and in it we have one of the most important things, an EPIRB, a personal EPIRB. This sends a signal up to the satellites, which then sends it over down to our rescue coordination center. Fantastic little tool to have in your dinghy. We all carry them on our big boats. We have the big EPIRBs, but we all have a personal PLB, as they call it, on this boat. Sorry, the cameraman got fired temporarily. I have a little battery-operated strobe. This is if you're drifting offshore at night. This is a little survival kit. Very simple outdoor survival kit. It has a shelter, a fire starter, and a compass. So it's pretty nice to have. We also carry these clotting sponges. We live amongst sharks, and having some sort of clotting bandage is a good idea. Hemorrhaging from blood is always a concern because that's the one injury that is going to kill you. Finally, I have a rescue laser. This is a rescue laser that isn't a point, but it creates a line. So when you're sweeping it across someone that you see off in the distance, it's more likely to catch their attention. Rescue laser also has a sight on the front of it. If you can see that, where my finger is right there. So you can look at it and take a sight on someone. EpiPens. We always carry an EpiPen in our dinghy because our daughter is highly allergic to dairy and coconut. But EpiPens are also really valuable to have for bee stings, ant bites, all sorts of things that can happen out there. Say a ray sting, anything like that. It's good to have an EpiPen. Sunscreen, lots of little things in here. Some lures if you're really floating for a long time. And then of course some medical items as well, like Band-Aids, a instant cold pack, some good stuff in here. There's one thing I think that is really important, which is you put all this stuff in your dinghy. What if your dinghy flips? So I've seen a few pieces of footage where the crew anchored near a surf break, maybe a little bit too close, a bigger swell came in and the dinghy flipped. Well, all of a sudden, all of your rescue gear, your PLB, your signaling devices are at the bottom of the ocean. I do think if you're gonna keep everything in your forward compartment here, I would highly recommend putting a little carabiner, a little lock on that latch so that if you do flip, you're not gonna lose everything. We also carry, of course, a radio. Like we were in a situation just the other day where we need to be towed and no one had a radio. They all have cell phones and WhatsApp. But it's still good to carry a radio. I think if you're really drifting offshore and there's some big commercial vessels, they'll have a radio, or, you know, big boats. But I do tie my radio in to the boat for exactly this reason. If the dinghy flips, I still have something to communicate with the outside world. Anything else you want to add, Bodhi?
Daddy, is that where you waterproof?
It sure is, Bodhi. Good question, dude. I gotta jump in here just briefly because I forgot to mention two really important things. This is actually our ditch kit from the big boat. I found these in French Polynesia. The locals use them there, and they're really cool because they simply use this lid to create a watertight seal, and then inside you have all your ditch kit items. One of the items I forgot to mention is water. This is water for our mothership ditch kit. I usually have a 4-liter water bottle in the dinghy just to have there in case anyone needs water during the day or if we are actually in an emergency. So that's really important. These are just water rations that I actually took from an older life raft we had. And the second thing is a bailer. If you actually flip your dinghy, you have to have a way of getting the water back out.
Ben's come to rescue me. He paddleboarded in because I didn't have a bucket.
Bailers can come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. You can make your own off of, you know, old water bottles, or you can just buy one, or you can have the pump style. The pump style do eventually wear out.
Those stupid bailers don't work. Oh, it does work.
So I have a little bailer that I have in the dinghy. Again, it should be tied on or in a locker that you can close so that if the dinghy does flip, you don't lose all of your stuff.
Were you not recording?
I was not recording.
Oh my goodness.
So we just got out of the Yamaha store. They may or may not have parts for our 30 horse. They're calling around to see if they have the parts here in Fiji, but if they need to come in from overseas, it may take a while. So we've gotten a price on the new 25 horse short shaft, which seems to be more available than the 30 horse, which is funny.
They don't sell the 30 horse here.
Yeah.
So in Thailand, they didn't sell the 25, and here they don't sell the 30. But honestly, I think a 25 would be better for our dinghy anyway. The 30 is a little overpowered.
Yeah, the 25 might be easier for you to start.
I'm hoping.
So
I struggle. Like, it's actually a problem. Like, I'm super strong, and I cannot start that dinghy when it's cold. Like, it's very, very challenging.
It has really high compression. So we've gotten a price on a 25 two-stroke short shaft, which is 57 Fijian, about 2,600 US. We're not going to wait around for parts. If it's going to take like a few weeks, we're going to just buy the 25 horse.
Yeah.
And
Or we like to go places in our dinghy. Our dinghy is our car, and we go outside of the reef, we go inside of the reef, we go chasing like rescues for kite surfing, and
we can't have an unreliable engine. So
no, I'm not into it.
So we'll know in the next hour here. We'll know what we're gonna do.
I mean, like, my boat's kind of on the new one anyway, but last time we upgraded our engine 6 years in, and this one's 5 years old now.
Yeah, we bought it in 2020 or 2021.
It's a real man's dinghy. Like, I've matured from a boy to a man now, and it's like you upgraded from the Pinto to the Hummer. That's basically what happened. And it's not even as quiet as the Hummer. Like, it barks. Like, listen to this. Listen, just one more time.
Oh, okay, one more.
Check it. One pull. It's got that nice, like, two-stroke smell to it. Oh,
smell that. Two-stroke.
I think these things will go forever, honestly, but you need to be able to fix them, and
They need to be reliable.
yeah,
So someone will love this engine. Like, it's
we'll sell it. We'll get money for it, and it'll contribute to something that we don't have to maintain or deal with.
yeah.
You can kind of see where we're going.
All right. I think we're talking ourselves into the 25. We're building the case.
It's like an unexpected expense.
Yeah.
She's having a lot of boats. Was there more shops around here?
Yeah, lots more shops down there.
Okay.
All right. I think we've decided to get a new dinghy outboard. One strike, you're out in my textbooks for dinghy outboards.
I don't think it'll tap that.
okay. Okay. And you can deliver to Willa.
Yes, and
Oh, there you go. New owner of a 25 horse.
That was quick.
Yeah. The credit card payment is always very quick.
It worked.
Incoming is a little slower. They make
Enduro's here.
Enduros. You got the 8, the 15, the 25, the 40, the 60, the 75, or the 80. And these are all Enduros, which means they're just a little beefier.
Here in Fiji, they sell diesel, kerosene. Kerosene is still used in heating and home appliances. They sell unleaded fuel as they do everywhere in the world. And Zoom. Zoom is pre-mixed two-stroke fuel, so it's unleaded with the 50-to-1 oil in it. And it just goes to show how much Yamaha two-strokes are still out here in the South Pacific. It's awesome. You just take your jerry cans, get some Zoom, and you don't have to mix it yourself.
The kids and I are out at the fishing store today, and Ben couldn't make it. He's waiting for our new outboard, but he's got a bit of a shopping list. We're in downtown Nandi and Bob's Hook, Line, and Sinker. It's a great store. This is the best fishing store I've been in a long time. So we're having some fun. Kids have got rods. We're doing well. Whoa, those are cool. Do you guys catch fish?
Yeah, not yet. But we do catch fish. Got bended.
That's okay. It's not broken, dude. So are we done shopping?
Yeah.
Thank goodness, eh?
We are done shopping. Bye-bye. See you another time.
Yamaha. Wow. There she is. Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Lanyard key, toolkit with spare ropes,
Yeah,
spark plugs, fuel tank,
How many liters is this?
24.
24. Okay.
and your fuel hose.
Okay. What other size props do you recommend for these? I don't need as much top speed. I need more low thrust.
13 is the pitch, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Today is the day. I have a big thing, and I've ranted and raved on this channel before about planned obsolescence and how things are discarded rather than repaired. But when it comes to safety and quality items, I have no problem spending money, because when you buy something quality, it lasts a long time. And when it comes to safety, there is no amount of money I wouldn't spend to keep my family safe in the dinghy. So Enduro is a style of Yamaha which is more beefier. It has more thrust. Typically they ship with more thrust, and also they are designed in a way that is more commercial, for more commercial purposes. So for running longer, harder, you really don't need an Enduro engine for a dinghy, a sailboat dinghy. But it is cool to have this red sticker, the red stripe that says Enduro. That's really cool. I got a line attached, so if I drop it, it won't fall in the water. I have a assistant right there.
She's making him pull the dinghy in, the big boat in closer.
I think we're pretty good now. Hey, Bodhi, you want to hold the camera?
I told you.
Yeah, it's tied up. Okay, I need you to lower it down. Yeah, that's good. Lock it off. No more slack. Bodhi, the camera work. Cameraman's sleeping. Oh, it smells good too. Good work, buddy.
Oh!
What'd you say?
I said it would be kind of embarrassing to drop your brand new engine overboard, wouldn't it? Meanwhile, Ben just almost fell in the water.
Oh my goodness.
What?
I connected it the wrong way. I'm an idiot. By the way, this size dinghy, we've absolutely maximized how much we can carry. From the inside of that sugar scoop all the way to going past the inside of that sugar scoop. I think the adage is true. Get the biggest dinghy that'll fit on the back of your boat. Just sold the 30 horse that we bought in Thailand. I just sold it for 2,000 Fijian. Local, as I was loading up, when the workers here goes, it's probably worth 3, maybe 4. These two strokes are really popular here, so. First pull on the Enduro, let's see how quickly it starts. It works. I think the compression is way less on the 25. I should be able to start that. First 10 minutes, the braking is just idle.
If there's one thing Dad loved more than serenity, it was a two-stroke engine on full throttle.
Oh my goodness, was I even recording any of that? Oh, I have to redo all of that. Oh, I was recording. Okay. Bodhi, cameraman. Bodhi, hold the camera on me, okay? Yeah. Where's the camera? Right there. Cameraman, my face is up here.